What's up, guys? We are here at Mammoth Mountain, and I've decided to make a series of videos based on how to teach your own kid. So we're going to start off with some gear that you need, how to slow yourself down with both your heel edge and your toe edge, and then eventually how to link your turns together so that you can, explore the mountain on both your edges. Here we go. So stuff you're gonna need for your kid or even for your friends if you're trying to trick your friends into doing this and enjoying it. They're definitely gonna want some form of outerwear. For little kids, definitely recommend getting the one piece. The only time it's a downside is when somewhere like here in California it can get stupidly hot. So, but even then, he could be wearing like just his underwear and a t-shirt or something under there and be good. So no snow's getting in there. He's gonna be warm all day. Um, on top of that, he's going to need some snowboard boots. We have just some basic rental ones, but we got some kind of fancy rental ones that have like a BOA system, and they're stiffer than the usual kind that you get when they're this small. Some of the smaller kids' rental boots are incredibly soft and bendy, and they don't get much leverage out of the boot. Next thing is going to be gloves. He needs some gloves so that he can get in the snow and play in the snow and fall in the snow without getting his hands all cold and wet. Sometimes what happens while kids are snowboarding is they fall down and a bunch of snow finds its way in here. So try to either put the gloves right over the jacket and pull this thing tight, or you could get different gloves that go that are a bit more sort of low profile and put the jacket over the glove and then try and do up the sleeve things. To be honest, what I almost always end up finding is that it doesn't stay covered, and when they fall they're going to get snow in there. So when that happens, you're just going to pull off their glove, smash it on your leg or something to get all the snow bits out of it before they melt, and then if your hand stays dry all day, it's going to stay warm all day. So even if it's a couple seconds of not having the glove on to get your, to get the snow out of there, that's better than letting that snow melt inside and get all wet. Next thing we've got is his buff. He doesn't necessarily need the buff, but it just means we don't have to put sunscreen on his face. And if it was really cold, then you'd definitely kind of benefit from it a lot. Obviously, we've got some nice goggles on him. These were actually my wife's, but he decided he needed some goggles one day, and we tried them on his face, and it kind of works. They're sort of massive, but it's good. And it protects his eyes. Again, if you are somewhere really hot, maybe sunglasses are a better option, but only when it's super hot and sunny. You wouldn't want to wear sunglasses in a stormy conditions. And then we got his noggin protected with the helmet here, because obviously anything could happen out here. Doesn't matter that he's only falling from a couple feet off the ground. He could fall on someone else. They could fall on him. He could get bonked by the chairlift. All kinds of stuff could bonk his little head. So yeah, helmet from day one, and then they get used to it, and then you're good. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go. Alright, so next thing is getting them strapped in. And the main thing when they're really little is to just try and make life kind of easy for them, One of the main goals is making sure that they have a good time, their first few times especially, and just that they're not getting themselves worn out with just sort of logistical stuff like strapping in and, do you want to do that one, bud? And just moving themselves around. So what normally I would do with a kid like 5 or younger is pretty much start the day by strapping them in and dragging them around a bunch, or just sending them down tiny little hills, hopefully with someone to catch them or with a flat run out so that they don't just go forever and crash. But your main goal is to just make everything kind of easy and just a little bit more fun. So like even when you're first learning how to slam on the brakes, I would maybe turn them this way. Go ahead and stick out your butt for me, bud, and use your heels. Nice. Now try to let the board slide a little. Nice. Now slow it down. Nice. So we want to get a bunch of that under your belt before you go anywhere near a chairlift. Yeah, and then you can do the same thing with the toe edge. So put up your hands like this, bud. Put your hands on my hands and push against me so you can scrape your toes. Nice. If you can just do a bunch of that, and then even a bunch of, just show me how you stop, man. Nice. So you're just doing so many of those on a spot like this, out of the way. You could spend a whole day of that for free, basically. Don't buy a lift pass, just and get most of your stuff from a thrift store in a ski town, or, you know, cheap stuff off the internet, I guess. But the main thing is that they have a great time. You push them around all day. They learn how to slow down, and then as soon as you get them on a chairlift, they're already kind of self-sufficient, and you can start working on getting them from edge to edge. There's no rush. You don't have to spend a whole day out here, especially if it's cold and miserable. So you're really aiming for like a couple hours, if that. So now we're going to work on just floating Leaf on his heels. So we're going both ways on the heels, okay? So we'll go a little bit this way. Go on your heels, bud. Hold on. And shift your weight this way onto this foot. Oh, there. Now that foot comes down. Now we can tilt the board up a bit. Look where we're going. Now shift onto this foot. Nice. And back the other way. Tilt it higher. Slow it down. That's your toes. Definitely want to be on your heels for this, bud. Heels. Heels. Nice. So the next place you're going to want to go, ideally, is a slope like this one with a magic carpet on it, conveyor belt system. Here at Mammoth, they actually don't let you use this one up at Main Lodge because they use it for their lessons. But since I work here, they're probably going to let me use it for the moment to show you guys what you kind of want to work on. A lot of mountains will let you use a beginner's area magic carpet, and also maybe you want to put your kid in lessons and they will be using stuff like this. So this is how it's going to kind of go. If you can, you want to not make them do the one-footed stuff this early. So we just want to kind of push them around, get them on the carpet, and we could go up there with them and drag them off the top of it again. The main reason you normally need 1 foot out is so they can get off the top of the carpet safely and get out of the way of the next people. And he's done this a few times before, so I'm actually going to let him unstrap and get himself over there.
That's it, or one more?
Small steps, buddy. So the key with getting on is just take a small step and commit. So one big step on there and then jump on the board quick. On. Nicely done, buddy. When you get to the top part, just stay on your board until your board slides off the top of the carpet, and then you can step backwards off your board and use that leg to push yourself away from the top. Okay? Until it comes right off the end.
Yeah, no, it really is. Yeah.
And push. Whoopsie. Good job. It is worth remembering that if you don't have access to a magic carpet area like this, really the goals you're trying to achieve on a slope like this one are hopefully only going to take you like 3, 4, 5 times. So if you find a little mellow hill somewhere and you don't mind hiking up it 4 or 5 times, you can get quite a lot done. Definitely check out the other videos in this series. We're going to get into how to help them ride their heel edge, how to help them ride their toe edge, and how to link their turns together.